What's up guys, John here. I'm a firm believer in having multiple streams of income since I graduated from college. Ever since I started working as a young accountant, I always read about the business blog about how to start a side hustle. And since then I have started and maintained some interesting business venture until today. The 8 sources of income I have, some are business income, which require me to be actively working on it every day. Some are completely passive, that I don't do anything anymore, and the income will still keep coming. The rest are somewhere in between. They're semi-passive, and which only require me to work on it on a part-time basis. So please watch the whole video until the end so you know which type of income is my favorite income. So the first one, my first income source, as you can see here also on the whiteboard, it's my tax practice. I've been a practicing CPA, certified public accountant, for over 20 years. I have worked with many high net worth individual, celebrity clients, financial and medical professionals. About 7 years ago, I started my own practice, and my typical clients are small business owners such as real estate agents, doctors, dentists. I have some bloggers, digital marketers. I also work on individual tax work. And so for my tax practice, I'm very busy during the tax season, which runs from January to April of every year. And so because I'm doing all this work for my small business client, I'm always busy. And the typical work I do for them are payroll tax reporting, which I have to do on a quarterly basis. Some of them I have to do their monthly bookkeeping, and some are just tax planning projects that just happen year round. And they pay me on a monthly basis. So that's how I keep myself busy, and that's how I keep my income every month. And so this is a pretty good practice. The second source of income I have is one-on-one financial consulting. I also do this kind of consulting with families which need some financial guidance on their personal finance subjects. And so the typical work I do for them are I help them set up financial goals, and from then on I help them set up monthly budget so they know how much to save toward their goal. For example, many families nowadays, they want to buy a home and they need to save up $50,000 for their house down payment. So given their income and expenses, we work out a very detailed monthly budget to help them save toward their goal. Some other projects are like I help them review their investment options. Some of my clients, they already come to me with their brokerage account. However, many of them have investment all over the place. They have 10 mutual funds. 5 of them are investing in some kind of industry. Their 401k is all over the place. They have company stock, they have mutual fund, they have Fidelity, Vanguard, and they have changed job all over time. So I help them analyze what kind of asset allocation they have and how to rearrange their investments. I also help family with reviewing insurance options. I look at their car insurance coverage, disability coverage, life insurance coverage, just to help them figure out what insurance they have and if they have enough coverage. The third source of income is from blogging. I started this blog about 3 years ago. It's in the digital marketing for local businesses space. I help them, I write article to help small business how to utilize Facebook ads, Instagram ads. And this blog has grown and currently having about 100 articles in it. And so I monetize this blog with display ads, and so the income is pretty passive. However, I still have to from time to time write new article about the subject matter, but because I'm very busy in very different area, I outsource the writing, and so my job is just to edit the article and then post on it on this blog. This blog income is semi-passive, like I mentioned before, because the money is mostly from having advertising on the website, and as long as you maintain the traffic for your blog, the income will come. My fourth income source is from Amazon FBA business. FBA means fulfilled by Amazon. This business we started about 5 years ago. My wife and I started it, and right now my wife is the one taking care of it. The business model for this business is buying giftable item from different wholesaler in the US, and when we get the merchandise, we package in a very nice way and we list it on Amazon for sale. Currently, right now, we have several items that's basically replenishable. It just sells pretty well on Amazon, and our job is just to reorder the one that's been selling and replenish for Amazon to sell. The income is semi-passive right now. My wife's job right now is just to continuing discover different gift item that are good seller on Amazon. So this business bringing monthly income as well. So it's one of my favorite income source also. The fifth income source is investing in dividend stocks. Over the year, I built up a portfolio of dividend stocks. These are blue chip stable company. They paid out profit in dividends. Most of these businesses are well-known business. They have very well built up business model. A lot of them are cash cow. They're just producing a lot of profit and pay out dividend to investors. I'm going to tell you some of the ones that are doing very, very well for me. The stock Verizon, which is a telecom stock. The current dividend yield meaning it's kind of like an interest rate. The dividend yield is the amount of dividend they paid out divided by the stock price. So basically it's your income return. Verizon currently the dividend yield is at 4.2%, which is very good compared to what you can earn from savings account or CDs, which paid out almost nothing. This stock 4.2 dividend yield, if you have 10,000 invested in Verizon, you will get 420 in dividend income annually. Another stock is Exxon in the oil business. The current dividend yield is 7.7%. So if you have 10,000 invested, you're gonna have $770 in dividend income a year. The third stock that I like a lot is called Realty Income Corp. It's a real estate investment company that buy a portfolio of commercial building for rent. They collect rent and pay out all the profit to investors. The current dividend yield is 4.5%. So if you have 10,000 invested, you're gonna get $450,000 in kind of like rental income. If you invest in this type of dividend stock, your job is just to monitor on a quarterly basis how well the company is doing, and if they have the ability to pay out dividend on a consistent basis. Other than that, I don't pay too much attention to it. My goal is just to collect dividend income from these stocks. My sixth source of passive income source is invest in dividend ETF. ETF essentially is just like index funds. They invest in a portfolio instead of having a single stock. When you buy a ETF, you basically get a portfolio of different companies that pay out dividends. The one I like is Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. The ticker symbol is SCHD. The current dividend yield is 3.5%. So if you have 10,000 invested, it will pay out 350 in dividend income alone. Another popular one that I like a lot is Vanguard High Dividend Yield Index Fund, the ticker VYM. The dividend yield is 3.8%. So if you have 10,000 invested, $380 in dividend income. All right, so my 7th source of income is investing in bonds ETF. Bonds are used by corporation and government to borrow money from investor to finance projects. And they're generally pretty stabilized in terms of price, and they pay out a fixed interest rate. The one I like is Schwab US Aggregate Bond ETF, ticker symbol SCHZ. When you buy this ETF, you get a portfolio of high quality bonds. A lot of them are actually US government bonds, which it's essentially very safe. The current dividend yield is 2.6%. They pay out monthly, so you're gonna get monthly, almost like a monthly paycheck when you invest in this ETF, which is my favorite kind. It basically is so hands-off, it's very passive. My 8th source of income, the final source, it's real estate investments. So there are different ways of investing in real estate. You could buy a rental property outright, or you can invest in something called real estate investment trust, or ETF. My choice is through a crowdfunding platform. It's called Fundrise. It's basically an online platform where if you invest money through them, you get a portfolio of apartment buildings that put together in a fund. It's a privately, it's not public trade, it's a private investment fund that own a portfolio of apartment building. They collect rent, pay out all the expenses. With every net income, they pay out as dividend. So this one, I invest some money in it. The current dividend yield is about 4%. And so if you invested $10,000, you're gonna get $400 from purely not doing much. Your job again is just to monitor on a quarterly basis how the underlying commercial property is doing, and that's about it. All right, so to summarize, my key point here are 2 takeaways. To achieve financial freedom, you need to have multiple sources of income, so you're not dependent on any source. Like a lot of my clients, their main source of income is through their job. So when they're laid off, they're very devastated because you're under tremendous pressure to find another job. During the pandemic, we have seen millions and millions of people got laid off. But if you have over the year developed different sources of income, you are protected. You may not earn as much as before if you lose one big source. For example, if you lose your job, and for example, if I lost my tax practice, but I will still have other sources of income to supplement during the meantime. So it's very important to have multiple sources of income. The second takeaway is not all passive income sources are the same. Some are very passive, complete hands-off. You don't have to do anything other than doing the initial research. For example, when you invest in dividend stocks, dividend ETF, bonds ETF, or the real estate investment, you have to do your due diligence, your homework in the beginning, evaluating all the investment. But once you make sure the investment is sound, your job is pretty minimal. You just need to be monitoring the performance, and you don't have to physically work on it every single day. Some other type of passive income, like creating a blog or creating a niche website, you have to do a lot of work upfront. Another example is creating your online courses. you probably have to spend 40-50 hours in doing all the research, putting everything together. But once you package your online course and put it on a platform, then your job is just to selling it. The amount of work you do to sell 10 courses versus 1,000 courses, it's the same. It doesn't change. So it's pretty scalable. The only difference is you have to put the work up front. All right? So every different source of income is worth pursuing if it has the potential to become passive. Okay, I hope you learned something today, and I would like to get some feedback from you. Please comment below. Let me know how many income sources you have and what kind of income source you enjoy the most, and what other passive income source you have that was not mentioned here. I would like to hear from you. I also do private financial and tax consultation. So for any inquiry, my email can be found in the description section below. If you like this video, show some love. Click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I post new content twice a week, so please check out my other video. I'll see you there.